Yay.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Too Young, the podcast. My name is Grace Boulet, and I have a super exciting guest on tonight.
Hello.
You want to introduce yourself?
Oh, yes. My name's Alyssa. Do I, say my full first and last name?
You can.
Nah. Alyssa Nicole. You guys get my middle name.
Okay. You get her middle name. You don't get to stalk her on the internet.
Nah.
That's what I told about Sarah. She was like, please don't stalk me. It's like everyone's going to stalk whoever they want to stalk at this point. But anyway, we're back on the podcast. Fun fact, this actually wasn't supposed to be your week on the podcast. It was supposed to be another girl's. But with the episode I just dropped literally like an hour ago, I just thought it was perfect timing. And we'll get more into that in a minute. But I always start every episode saying thank you for watching, for subscribing, all my friends, all of her friends, who she's going to get to watch this. Hi, I'm Grace. So yeah, thank you for being here, and let's just get into it. So last episode, we talked about a guy. Well, I talked about a guy. You weren't here yet. And in this episode, his nickname was Panorama. And I talked about a girl who also went on a date with Panorama and how I found out all the tea about how he was lying to me. Well, guys, I listened to the non-existent Please and brought her on.
Hello.
I thought it'd be
that
funny.
Was me. I'm the girl.
I just thought it would be like too perfect. Like, come on. Like,
no, seriously.
I mean, like, we're not saying his name, so it's like if you know, you know.
No, you
vibes.
know, you know. He knows exactly who.
He
we're
knows.
talking about.
Oh, he knows. Hi.
Hey.
I bet you didn't expect this to happen ever, which I think is even more funny.
You know what's funny though is I would literally post you and he would still try to text me.
Yeah, and
so it's like
he wouldn't text me, and I was like, and he was watching my stories too.
Yeah.
It's not like he wasn't like he was just watching yours. Like we were both on each other's stories.
No, literally, we were literally posting each other and tagging each other, and he still was sliding up like he had no idea we were friends.
He was like, no, I like whatever. They're just like acquaintances, or they like are in the same like vicinity. No, man, we're friends. Friends talk.
Okay, no, but real talk, is it because they don't care or give a fuck, or do you think he's just that stupid and isn't noticing? Like,
I want to go with option B.
Option B, me too.
But I have a feeling it's more option A, or at least that's what he's going to tell people. It's like, I just didn't care. Like, I was more into the other one is probably what he would say, which like, okay, bro, sure. Even though you went on what, like 6 dates total with me, you weren't into me.
Bro,
Be
what?
for real. I don't even know. He like the excuse he gave me at the end when he was like, I just think we're on different pages. You know, I'm just trying to have more fun and like not settle down right now. And I think you're, trying to more settle down. And I was like, you're right. I am just not with you.
That literally just means I want to go talk to other girls.
Yeah, no,
I hate that.
And I'm like, if that's what you want to do, go for it. But like, you ghosted me for like 2 weeks, then sent me 2 gifts. And then were confused on why I was upset because apparently you were sick. Okay, sure, buddy. You were sick. And I'm like, he tried to spin it on me so fast that I was like, oh, I'm not the one.
No.
I'm not the one to spin it on.
No.
I was already disinterested in you like 3 weeks before. Like whenever we went to dinner, I already even told you. I was like, I'm kind of over this dude. That's why I said his name to you finally. And then I just found out all the information and it just was like, yep, that was all I needed to know.
Hey, at least he sends care packages.
Honestly, yeah, I did get pepper spray and a security bar out of that. So, and some really great funny stories, but no bad blood still though.
No.
For sure.
All good.
All good. If I ever see you out, I'll dab you up or something.
Just please get out of my DMs. Like, please.
Bro, I just think that's so funny how he's still trying.
Like, as of, last week. Get out of my DMs, bro.
Last week?
Get out. Zoom in on my face when you post this. Get out of my DMs.
I'm sorry. I just know him because, we had, really deep talks. And so, I thought I, kind of knew him, at least to, a certain extent. So I just think it's funny that he's still trying.
It's so weird.
Dude, okay, for sure. Have fun. Not with either one of us. But yeah, I thought it was the perfect timing to bring her on right after that episode. Men ain't anything. You can cuss on here, by the way.
Okay, no, I was wondering if I could.
Men ain't shit.
Okay.
I just one of my friends, she was like, the episode I did with Sarah, she was like, your friend kind of cussed a lot. So I'm like, maybe I should tone it down.
Yeah, maybe just tone it down a little bit.
But, like,
yeah.
I hate to say it, curse words are in my vocabulary.
No, me too.
And sometimes you just can't find a different word.
Oh my gosh, and do you ever feel like men or like people you're on a date with or something are like judging you or like, oh my god, why is this bitch like talking so much, like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, bro, I need to like recollect, and I try and like reset every single time, and I can't. It's just part of my vocabulary.
It definitely was something in college I had to like learn with public speaking. Like I would have to practice speeches sometimes and be like, this fucking shit. And I'm like, oh wait, I can't say that in front of my professor. Let me figure out a different way to say that. But like sometimes there is like no other way to describe something besides a curse word. And so you're like, you know what? Fuck it.
Literally, like something bad happens, I just instantly fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing I could think of. So
sorry to people who are less cursive.
I don't know.
Don't like cursing.
I don't know the word for that.
Honestly, I'm gonna start saying you're less cursive.
That makes sense.
This might not be the podcast for you, but I'll try to tone it down. Okay, I do receive feedback well, so I will take your feedback. Thank you so much for the feedback, and I will try to put it as best as I can.
Oh god.
But yeah, so we have a lot to talk about on this episode. We have a really interesting boat day.
Oh my god, yeah, like 2 days ago? What?
Yeah, I guess 2 days ago now. It still feels like yesterday because I haven't slept. My work is super fun with my sleep schedule. But yeah, 2 days ago, I guess we went on a boat.
Yeah.
We'll get into that story. And then, yeah, we also, we're both atmosphere models out here.
Yes.
So we're also going to get into a little bit of Vegas culture and atmosphere models and maybe like debunking some things that people think about it, because I've heard a lot in the past like month about like people's perspective on atmosphere models.
Yes.
Which is crazy to me because it's not what people think.
Yeah, I have so much to talk about on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
it's crazy.
We'll definitely get into that one. But I feel like we should do the boat one first.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because that was just so recent. And
that was just like, it was right, like this day was not, I don't feel like it was supposed to go this way. And it just took like the widest left turn and then like the even more like 180 turn after that. I was like, what is even going on at this point? So anyway, I feel like you need to start this story because you were the one who did everything and I just kind of got invited.
So
like, I don't even know what's happening.
All I wanted to do this summer was go to the lake, and I didn't know anybody personally that had a boat, so it was like I decided to make a Hinge account, and I put in my Hinge bio like,
oh, that's what you made a Hinge account?
And I was like, if you have a boat, like hit me up, right? So then this guy immediately whatever, and so then he's like, let's go on the boat, whatever, and he hits me up randomly out of the blue, and I'm like, okay,
which I also think that's funny.
So then anyways, I text Grace. We haven't spoken in like a few weeks. And
girl, no, it was like a month and a half. I hadn't heard from her. I thought she was mad at me. I thought we were fighting. I was like, I invited her out one night and she was like, yeah, I'm going to show up. Doesn't respond to any of my texts, any of my calls. Doesn't respond to me the next day, the next week. I'm like waiting. I'm like, did I do something?
No, okay. I was off a 3-day bender and I forgot to even sign myself up for that. Like in the midst of it all.
I was like, oh, okay.
Anyways, yeah, not mad at anybody.
We cleared the air. We're good.
We cleared the air.
But I was like deeply concerned for a minute. I was like about to text you. Like I think like I was gonna text you this week and be like, hey.
Oh, no, that makes me sad. Stop, that makes me so sad.
No, it's fine. Okay. I'm just like, I get in my head a little bit about like,
no, it's okay. I do too. But I'm like thinking, I'm like, who would love to go on a random Hinge date boat ride with me? And immediately, Grace.
I love how that's what people think about me. Like, who wants to do something crazy out of pocket, go on a boat with a Hinge date? Grace. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay,
it checks out.
Never met this guy a day in my life. I didn't even ask, like, his age, his name. Like, his name in my phone was Hinge Boat, ? Well,
that's going to be his name. That's his nickname on this podcast, by the way.
Yeah,
his
Hinge
nickname
Boat.
is Hinge Boat. The other dude's name is Air Freshener. Because there's two dudes in this story, and Air Freshener is my favorite part of this story, honestly.
Oh my gosh. I need to hear about air freshener.
In the car. Air freshener in the car.
Oh my god.
Remember?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
We're going to get to that to the very end, but we'll get to there. But anyway, Hinge date, dude. You're back on track.
Basically, you know, she's like, down, let's go, whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. So then I get to her house, whatever. He picks us up, and I mean, it was fine. Nothing super weird, right?
The first, 2 hours was totally normal, totally fine. I was like, okay, except for the fact that this dude was like, you're so lucky that we're two good guys. Like, he kept saying that.
Yeah, he kept
from the
being
beginning.
You're, like, dumb, not dumb. I don't know what word he used, but he was kind of like, you're just, like, why would you just trust me like that? Like, he was basically, like, making me feel stupid for getting, like, in the car with him, which is fine, like, but...
That's not fine.
I don't know.
That's not fine at all. I'm like, every time he said it, I was like, I think I even said it in the car. He was like, you're so lucky we're two good guys. And I was like, that makes me think you're bad guys.
No, seriously, why are you acting like that?
I'm like, if you're a good guy, then, like, just show it by your actions. Don't tell me 15 times throughout the day that you're so lucky we're good guys. I'm like,
that's true.
You know, I actually don't believe that
He
anymore.
is a Leo, and I'm sorry, I know you're a Leo, and I'm talking about Leo men out there. I'm not talking about the women.
It's different.
It is different. Very egotistical, and I felt that from him a lot. But anyways.
From him, yes, absolutely.
So we're having a great time. Like, the boat's great. Like, we're having fun. We're drinking tequila shots. Nice boat. Like, it's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
Then it started getting weird when everyone was just a little drunk and we get in the car ride home.
No.
Oh, no, that's
we gotta
not
go back more. Well, because you were, like, on your date while this was happening.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I'm on a date at the same time.
So she's on a date with this guy, and essentially, like, she has to have the other guy go because it's the other guy's boat. And so, therefore, they need a fourth person because it can't just be two guys and a girl.
Yeah.
So, like, this is where I fit in. So, like, I know my role. I know my role is for the friend. I'm on a boat. I don't care. I'm like, whatever. I'll entertain the dude for 2 seconds, whatever. And so you guys are, like, making out on the front of the boat. And, like, he comes over and he puts his arm around me and we both kind of look at each other and we're both like,
No way. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Girl, I was so busy doing what the fuck I was doing that
You were really busy.
Yeah, but then I also was, like, 8 shots in? Like.
Oh, yeah, no, you were gone. The
gone.
other dude was also pretty gone. The dude driving the boat, he was, like, at a good level. I was sober.
Oh my god.
I was sober.
Note, while that was happening, we were like, I don't know why, like, we're grown adults, guys. I don't know why we were giving each other hickeys, okay? But I gave him a hickey on his neck.
You did.
And he texts me the next morning and he goes, I have a fucking meeting with the president of Virgin Hotels and I have a hickey on my neck.
Oops.
Oopsies.
No, he knew about the hickey because when we were walking back to the car, he was like, do I have a hickey on my neck? And I look back and I'm like,
I don't know how that started, but...
Girl, you guys were making out left and right the more tequila shots you got. At first it was like, mwah, and then, like, towards the end it was like,
okay.
I was like, damn.
At that point, I don't know, it just wasn't a mood.
You can blame the tequila.
Blaming the tequila, guys.
But, yeah. Anyway, we're also, like, there was one point that her date came up to me and was like, man, you both are just so fucking hot. And I was like, your date's over there. I was like, I'm like, no. You get one girl, you get that girl, you don't get this girl. No. So I was like, I was like, bye. I was like, And then, like, the friend was like, I think the friend thought, like, maybe he would be into me towards the beginning.
Yeah. That was until the conversation in the car on the way home.
I think he figured out at one point in the boat ride that he was not into me as much as I was not into him.
Really? You felt that from him?
Oh, yeah. Because when I tell you, when you two were making out in the front, there was, like, a point where, like, we both were, like, we didn't say it, but we both knew we weren't feeling each other. Not my vibe.
No, you know what? Not my vibe either, guys.
Not my vibe.
Not my
cool
vibe either.
Dudes to, like, have, like, a distant friendship with for a boat.
A distant friendship with the boat? Can you, like, how do we make that clear?
Look, I don't know if we can anymore.
I know.
I actually don't know if I want to save that relationship after the car ride conversation.
No, that was bad. So, yeah, we can jump into that now.
Let's just jump into that, and we can, like, go back to, like, any other points we need to.
So, yeah, how did that even start?
It was, like, immediate. It wasn't even... So, I don't even know how the conversations you do.
I remember because... Okay, so, basically, we wanted to get the hell out of there because they were like, oh, we're going to hang out with, like... we're going to go get food. We're going to do this. And I was like, oh, my God. I text my friend immediately. And I'm like, tell me your boyfriend, like, cheated on you or something. Like, get me out of here. So, she calls me, and she's, like, fake crying. She's like, I need you to come over. Like, this guy cheated on me.
I love... when, like, I can do this for a friend or when a friend does it for me, I think it's the funniest thing ever.
Yes.
Because you get so into character. Like, you can tell your friend, like, hey, can you just bail me out? Okay, what story do I need to do? And then I'm, like, into character. I'm, like, fake tears. Like, I'm, like, playing so far into this. Like, I just crashed on the side of the road. My car is flipped fine. Everything's fine.
Yes, that's
like it's
exactly
my favorite thing.
What Briley was doing. Like, I wish you could have heard her on the phone. Briley, by the way, if you're watching it, shout out to you.
Shout out, Briley.
She's an amazing boyfriend that treats her great. He did not cheat on her, but
don't worry,
just
Briley's
make that
boyfriend.
clear.
We love you still.
Sorry, not calling you out. So, anyway,
imagine he's like, what did I do?
Yeah, I had to make that clear. So then basically, they overhear him like, oh my god, I gotta get to my friend's house, guys, like, take us home. And then he's like, then he starts talking about how, like, men are a piece of crap. And then that's how it flipped into, like, but women do this and this and that. And then that's when he was talking about it.
I think your boat guy, I think he was the one who was like, men ain't crap. And then the other guy was like, no, the fuck, it's women. And I was like,
yes.
It's like, oh, fuck, I already know where this conversation's going. I was silent the entire 30 minutes. I think I said like 2 things because I was like, I ain't saying shit. I was like, first of all, this dude air freshener dude had the hardest head about this thing that like no 3 of us could get into it.
We were all trying to say something.
Well, you 2 were. Mainly Hinge boat guy.
Yeah.
He actually was like trying to be on our side.
He really was. And I do respect him that for
yeah. Like there was a few moments where I was like, I don't necessarily agree with what you said. But like he was like mainly like, dude, like you are like so far left on this that like it's kind of insane like what you're saying right now.
Oh yeah, they don't even know what we're talking about the conversation though.
Oh. Yeah.
Basically, like on the way home, he basically started saying how he would never let his girl go out to a club without him. Never.
He said, well, no, he said, okay, he contradicted himself like 15 times during this conversation.
True.
He first started by saying he would never respect a woman who worked in a bikini or in the industry, who had to like be naked. He like basically, he was like, if they're in a bikini, if they're in like a scandalous dress, if they're wearing anything like scandalous to work, he doesn't respect them. He wouldn't even give them a chance. And it doesn't matter if they did that in the past or if they were currently doing it. Like it was like a hard no for him. But like the way he was going about it was like the most disgusting thing ever.
It was insane. Like
I was like, what is going, like, whoa. Like,
yeah, this man was angry, like yelling about it, like angry. And he was just like, F no, like fuck no, my girl's not gonna be out doing that shit. Like she doesn't need them, she has me. Like very like, I don't even know how to controlling. I would use narcissistic,
toxic masculinity, controlling,
insecurities.
He called himself, I don't know if you remember, he called himself a high value man. He said a high value man like me would never go for a low value woman like that. And I was like, there's no way. Because it's funny because Panorama said something kind of similar to that. Not in that extreme, but like he was like so fixated on his masculinity, Panorama was, and it reminded me so much of this. And I was like, what book are y'all reading?
But like at some point, guys, like overdoing the masculinity seems so much more feminine because you give a fuck so much. Yeah. The cool and hot thing about masculinity is how laid back and like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say?
Like there's like a difference between dominance and controlling. Yes. And it's a very fine line, but when a man can exert dominance without being controlling. Yes. Oh my goodness.
Yes. Like I will be submissive all day long if you do it the right way. Like there's ways to be respectful about it. And he just, no. Any man that acts like that is not going to get a woman that's going to sit inside the house all day and fold your fucking underwear. There's no way.
No. There's no way. Absolutely not. I'm like, I don't care that you have a boat. Cool. You have a boat. Yeah. Like, that doesn't mean you can speak about and to women like that. Yeah. At all.
Yeah, you have a boat, dude. I have multiple Hinge accounts. So, I don't care.
I have multiple Hinge accounts. I have my Hinge. I don't think I've told you this. I have 1,800 men on my Hinge account that have swiped right on me. I don't need your boat, dude. I can find another one.
Literally. That's what I'm saying. And like, then, yes, and you guys will understand, like, atmosphere modeling and what we do for work. Dude.
And I'm not, like, saying that to be, like, you know, I'm hot shit or whatever. Like, because, like, you know, we have our problems. Everyone has their problems. Yeah. Everyone has stuff they can work on. Everyone has, you know, flaws and things. But, like, when the way he was talking, I was just laughing. Because I was like, this isn't real. I was like, there's no way this is your view on women.
No, me and Grace are just looking at each other the entire time like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, but that's not even, like, the worst part about the day, guys.
I'll tell the ending of it, but you can tell the beginning.
Really awkward car ride home. They were supposed to buy us dinner, never did because he was just so angry talking about this.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of upset they
I was too, and
I was so hungry.
I know, and I was gonna ask for it on the way back, but then what I'm about to just talk about happened.
God.
Basically, so yeah, we're drinking, but like, I would never get in a car with somebody that like I noticed couldn't drive or like was too fucked up. This guy didn't seem that fucked up, so
he stopped drinking.
Yeah, he stopped drinking pretty early.
Like he didn't drive home. He drank water.
Yeah,
there was a lot of time between when we got off the boat and when we drove home.
Yeah.
But even before we got off the boat, like towards the end, he stopped drinking.
Yeah.
Because I think he knew he had to take us home.
Exactly. So he had drove us to that friend's house, the air freshener. And right when we got there, we had like gotten in his car and we were driving home. And we looked behind us and there's sirens.
Bro, like not even like just like a cop car pulled on his like lights. Like dude had the sirens going on.
Yeah.
Like pull the fuck over.
Pull the fuck over. I look over, we're going 120. And so I'm like, okay. This guy's been drinking tequila all day. He's going 120 in the BMW. Like, we're all like, I'm like, we're fucked, right? So then he goes, I don't have any plates on my car. I have a moving permit. So I'm like, oh, this is even better. So then we get pulled over. Immediately gets pulled out of the car and handcuffed because it just reeks of alcohol. And I'm literally...
We were on the boat drinking.
Like, and I'm literally recording me and Grace just dying laughing in the car. And we're just like, why is my hinge date in handcuffs right now?
Because the thing was, like, I think he even apologized when we first got in the car about the conversation. He was like, I'm sorry about him. Like, he's just really far left. He was, like, on a mission to get us home.
He was. Oh, yeah, because I was like, no, I have to get home to my friend. I have to go to my friend. That didn't actually get cheated on.
But the thing is, like, it doesn't matter that we have to get somewhere. Like, you don't need to drive 120 down the highway.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't even feel like it, though. Like, I was like, damn,
yeah.
I was a little surprised. But whatever. He's in handcuffs.
Well, like, so the cop pulls up, like, walks to the door, and he's like, so what's going on? I think was the first thing he said. He was, like, shocked. He was like, why are you going 120? Or I think he clocked him at 102 is what he said, which I was like, might want to check your speedometer.
Yeah.
But, okay. And so, yeah, he pulls up. He, like, your hinge date tells him about the gun. So that's why he initially wanted to pull him out of the car. But then he also smelled the alcohol and he was like, let me get you away from this alcohol smell. And
yeah.
I immediately was like, either he's going to comply and have a chance or he's fucked.
Yeah, it was... I don't know what angels are watching over my hinge date, but tell me why he blows a 7.8, 0.2 under the legal alcohol limit.
No, literally.
So the cops couldn't do anything.
No, they could. They could? No, yeah, they 1,000,000% could have taken him to jail for going that fast, switching lanes, and even having any alcohol in the system. Yeah, they 100% could have.
Oh, never mind. That's wrong, guys.
Because that's public endangerment right there.
No, that does make sense. That does. But it just... Then what did the 0.2 do for him?
It just, like, basically gave him a chance.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, if he did blow 0.8, he would have had a DUI right then and there.
Like, no ifs,
no
ands,
questions,
or butts.
no ifs, ands, or buts. Because he blew the 0.78, it's the cop's judgment if they want to take him in.
Damn.
So, basically, the cop was being real fucking cool.
Yeah,
and
he was.
like, he really, like, even from the moment he walked up, like, I was like, he has a chance if everything goes in his favor.
Yeah, I could tell automatically the cop was really nice.
Yeah.
But
if it was any other cop, we probably would have been in jail.
probably would have been taken. But he the cop comes back up to the window and they, tells us the news about him blowing the 0.8.
We just start laughing.
Yeah, we're just laughing.
Well, so the cop comes up and he was like, which one of you two is less drunk? Everyone in this situation knows it's me.
Yeah.
Everyone
automatically
knows.
looks
I think
like
if you would have blown it, you would have blown over 0.8.
I wanted to just to kind of like see I wanted to see how much I was. I wanted him to give me a chance. I really did.
Give me a chance, bro. I swear. I swear I'm not drunk. Do it. Then you blow like a point, or you blow like a 1. Like,
he could tell too that I wasn't sober.
Was like, he like looked at me. He was like, "Which one of you two?" And then locked eyes.
Locked eyes. And they're
like,
no words said. Like, okay, I could just tell like you're not driving.
Yeah. And so he was like, "I'm gonna come back with the breathalyzer if you don't mind, and if you blow less than him, you're gonna drive home." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, this will be fine." I was like, I've never blown a breathalyzer before.
I know, that's when she was like, recording.
I was like, this is
we're just
fun.
laughing. Like, we think this is the funniest thing that's ever happened.
Yeah. No, yeah, so I blow like a 0.24 because I barely drink. Like, I had
that's true.
3 high noons and like probably 2 shots total on the boat. And so, but that's with like no food. So like that's probably why I was higher than I thought it would. Because I was like, what, over like 6-8 hours?
We were there for a while.
Yeah, it was a long, and I drank water, whatever. So like, I knew I was going to drive this car home from the moment he said that. And I was like, great. Like, I've been with guys that like are like, you're not driving my car. You're not touching my car. Like, you can sit as a passenger princess and that's it. So like, I had a feeling that was kind of like this guy's vibe. So I was like, damn, like, is he going to like me driving his car?
I look at her and I go, girl, you think he's going to rather you drive the car or go to jail? I was like, pick.
No, he even said that he was like, yeah, I normally never let anyone drive my car, but I would rather not go to jail. And I was like, I was driving the speed limit. I was like,
No, I'm like, it's so funny because they let her drive the boat. They let her drive the boat. And so I'm in the car and I'm like, Grace is not only driving the boat, but she's driving the Beamer. And I literally am just like, I'm so sorry. And I'm over here just like in the back of the car and I'm like processing what's going on. And I'm like, wow, I just invited Grace out of nowhere on this random Hinge boat, never met them in my life. And now she's driving his car home so he doesn't get a DUI. I was like, I feel horrible.
I was laughing. I thought it was the funniest thing. I was like, first of all, I'd never been on a boat before. So I was like, first of all, I got to go on a boat. And then I got to drive the boat. And then I got to go, what's it called?
Wakeboarding.
I got to do that. I'm still so sore.
Dude,
oh my God.
But you did so good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I tried. Because I did, like, honestly, I did way better than I thought I was going to. Like, the first time they, like, went, like, forward, I got on the board. I just didn't know how to stay up. Because I was like, wait, I'm up. I don't know how to stay up. And then it took me 3 other times to figure out how to get back up. Because I was like, okay, I did it once. How did I do it? Then when I figured it out, it wasn't that bad. Like, I was like, okay, so this is what I do. This is what it feels like when I, like, have the board under my feet. But then he was like, well, you have to, like, move your feet into position. And I was like, look, my name's Grace, but I ain't that graceful. If I move one of my feet, the board's going. Which is exactly what happened and why I felt. Because I was trying to adjust my feet and the board went, wee! And I went, ah! So, but it was still so fun.
Learning curve, for sure.
No, yeah. So I got to do, those 3 things, and then I got to experience a guy just trash talking me, you, and every one of my friends that I know.
don't think, but you know what? He was so into that conversation that I don't even think he realized he was talking about us. Like,
dude was like really in his own world.
Yeah, I don't even think like, I should have honestly said something and just been like, you're like talking about like us, right?
Yeah.
Like, we should have said something. It made him uncomfortable.
The guy, Hinge boat date guy, I'm just going to call him Hinge.
Hinge. Perfect.
We're just going to call him Hinge. Because I'm like, I keep saying like 15 million names about him. Hinge. He looked at me, he goes, Grace, what do you wear for work? And I told him, and I was like, I literally look at the other dude and I was like, I wear lingerie on Mondays to work, because we do. It's covered. Nothing's showing. It's just lace.
Yeah.
It's just lacy. Even though yesterday at work, I did have a man yell at me because I wasn't wearing a button-up shirt and pants. Love my job.
So you're at the club.
Dude literally was like upset at me for what I was wearing. And I was like,
you're literally at a club in Vegas.
I was like, I don't know how to break this to you, but I don't care.
I don't care.
I was like, this has nothing to do with you. And even like my own father, I mean, like, I'm sure at first my father didn't love the idea.
Yeah.
But then he realized, like, I'm making my own money. I'm doing what I need to do.
An adult.
And I'm friends with all the security team and everyone who works there. If anyone does anything to any of us, bar anyone, they're out. Like, 0.2 seconds.
Yeah.
I yell at people for recording us. I make them delete it. And if they don't, they get kicked out. Like, it's very safe.
It's very safe. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, first of all, no disrespect to his opinion. We have way more, what's the word? Respect for people in general working in the industry, wearing what we wear, than he does just looking in. Like, the way he was talking about people and just like completely undermining girls just because of what they wear. I was like, that's insane.
Dude, I know.
So we're going to take a little break and we're going to drink 5 big sips of water. Everyone go.
Okay. I've been kind of drinking water a little bit more than you, so, but.
You have been. But I've also been drinking my Red Bull.
Okay, that's true.
I needed energy. I literally slept for 3 hours.
And that's where we can kind of flow into atmosphere modeling.
Yeah.
Because in safety and that's what I want to talk about. Like, atmosphere modeling, I've heard so many things, but I've noticed and learned over the past few months that atmosphere modeling is a lot different in other places and different agencies, and everything is so different.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not the safest.
No,
it's really not.
Working in a club is way safer than atmosphering.
Way safer. And if you think like a club is like, no. Like, atmosphere modeling, like our first gig that we did together.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. It was my first gig ever. It was her first gig ever too. And it was, you know, for Poppy Steak Reservation. And it was for a massive corporate party, which honestly, like, I don't think that's bad. I applied for it because I was like, you know what? Like, I don't have to do anything. I get to go eat, like, a really nice restaurant. Like,
it was 20 girls, too. Wasn't
20
like,
girls.
It was like, yeah. Like, there's other gigs where they'll have, like, 2 girls.
Yes, and I've worked a lot of those.
Yeah, and I'm like, that, like, I felt a lot safer at the 21, but, like, even then I was like, whoa, this is, like, way different. Because I've been working in the club for about a year at that point. So I was like, okay, like, whatever. No, like, you are way more vulnerable being an atmosphere model than working in a club.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Because when we got to the restaurant, it turns out their corporate party was basically over. And they were...
I was so mad.
Yeah, they were just serving, like, desserts and stuff. And they were like, oh, like, we're all thinking, okay, what are we supposed to do for the next 2 to 3 hours? Because we're booked. And they're like, oh, we're going up to a suite. And it's kind of like, I had a no shit, like, stomach drop in my feeling. Because I was like, do I want to go up to a suite in a hotel room with no cameras, you know what I mean? Like, with all of the, like, with all these men, like, that's so weird. And, oh, girl, I don't know. It was definitely a weird experience.
I think if it wasn't the suite they had, it would have been different. Like, their suite was, like, the top floor of Fontainebleau.
Yeah.
Like, it was, like, we say, like, suite. We're not talking about, like, your average hotel room where it's, like, 2 beds. No, this is, like... You have a living room, you have a kitchenette, you have, like...
A bar with a bartender in it, with workers.
Yeah, like, there was, like, a lot of people in, like Fontainebleau people there. And there was. That definitely helped. And then also, like, because there were so many girls, it also was, like, a pretty even ratio. And from meeting them at Poppy Steak, a lot of the guys didn't really care that we were there.
No, they don't. I feel like some whoever organized that thought that they would just way rather have all these pretty girls in there, and it's kind of like the men didn't know what to do with us.
It was so funny because I ended up being the only girl in the sports room, but like there was like 15 men just watching the games, and I was like, well, I want to watch the games, and like there's no girls in here, and so I was like, I'm gonna sit and watch the games. Like, why not? Like, I think this is interesting. So, like, I was, like, the one girl sitting watching, like, the sports games.
You have balls, girl. I would have been scared. I was, like, clinging onto my friend's arm that night.
Yeah, but I didn't even meet you until, like, the very end of that gig.
That's true. We didn't even, that was when we first met, by the way.
Yeah, that was our first time meeting. It was so cute.
But, no, and, you know, but I don't even think that's that bad.
No.
Oh my gosh. I have to tell a story about a karaoke place.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. I'm not even going to say the name. I'm not going to say who introduced me to it, but I'm like not getting as many gigs through my normal agency. And so I'm like talking to other people and she's like, oh, hey, like I do this all the time. Like it's really cool. And she was like, I could bring you. So I go and I'm not even kidding. I get there, and they basically call all these girls to meet at, like, a specific time, and they have all these guys in, like, their individual karaoke rooms, and they pull all of us girls and pull us all, like, 20 girls and line them up in the karaoke room, and they go, I want that one and that one. And they're like, the other ones, no. And the other girls literally just leave, and you stand in a fucking line, and they go and pick the girls out, and I look over to my friend, like, because obviously we didn't get picked. There was like out of 20 girls and they're all beautiful. So it's like we didn't get picked in that first round. And I look at her and I'm like, girl, what is going on? And she was like, this is atmosphere modeling. And I'm like, girl, this is not atmosphere modeling.
That's not atmosphere modeling.
No. And so then, oh my God. So then anyways, we get put in a room together and like I go and I sit next to a guy that picked me. And I was like, so are we going to like sing like Party in the USA? Like, what are we doing? And he was like, oh, honey, you're so funny. And I'm like, wait, what do you mean? And he was like, we're not here to play karaoke. And I'm like, boy, what? Then what are we here for? And then he was like, and then it actually got brought to management because that was like unprofessional of me because I was genuinely confused. And then before you knew it, the girls were giving the guys lap dances, making out with them. And I'm like, I had to have a whole conversation with my friend and be like, girl, this is not atmosphere modeling. And it's $60 an hour. I was like, girl, go work at a strip club, do the same thing, and make way more money.
But be way more safe.
But what I'm trying to say is I think experiences that some people do get put into like that, it gives a really bad rep on atmosphere modeling, and it makes it, a lot of people aren't proud of it, a lot of people hate it, a lot of people like, I've been on a date, dude, and he was like, we call atmosphere models level 1 whores. Oh, like something like that. Like, and I was like, first of all, why would you say that to me? Second of all, whatever. No, he said entry-level whores. That's what he called it.
Ew.
Yeah. So, but it does suck because places like that do give a bad rep on atmosphere modeling. And I think if you're safe, you see what I'm saying?
No, yeah. I think, because how I got introduced to it was through my friend Sarah. She got hired with the agency that we're with.
Yeah.
And she ended up loving it from the get-go because we moved out here. We didn't know anyone. I made friends with all the people I worked with. She met her friend through atmosphere modeling. So for her, it was everything. She was like, I'm meeting friends. I'm getting to do these fun things. So like, that's how I got introduced to it, because I had no idea what it was until her. And then some of the girls I worked with eventually like told me, you know, their side of it. But even when they were explaining it to me was still like, what she was explaining it to me. Like it is still a picking process, but it's all done virtually. Like you send an Instagram, you send them pictures, you know, like your studio photos where like, you know,
like
your
professional pictures.
Professional pictures, yeah. The guys pick the girls that they want. You get hired at a certain rate. You go for an amount of time. You hang out with them. You have fun with them. You know, you're drinking drinks with them. You're talking with them. You're dancing, partying, you know. But it's very much like you are just there for the atmosphere. You're there to keep the vibes up. And so that's, in my head, that's what atmosphere modeling was to me.
Yeah.
And then I started learning the kind of dirty side of it.
Yeah,
the deep,
me too.
Like kind of like, oh, like what is that side of it? And that's when I realized like people do have different perceptions of atmosphere modeling.
Yep.
And thankfully my father got the version from me rather than from listening to other people, because I ended up doing a gig with 3 other girls, and it was a super fun gig. I ended up getting booked for the whole day, which was super cool. And I was like, damn, like, I'm doing good. Keeping the vibes up, you know, like I felt really, you know, proud of myself, because like sometimes like these situations can get really awkward when like the guys start like trying to push for something, or they start, you know, getting a little too touchy-feely, because I mean you are around alcohol, so sometimes the guys will, you know, think that they can try some stuff. I don't put up with it at all. Like if they put their hand on like my shoulder or like my arm, like that's one thing. But if they're like trying to, you know, do anything more than that, I'm like, nope. But anyway, so my father was telling one of his friends about like what I did that weekend, and his friends was like, wait, so your daughter's an escort? And my father was like, absolutely not.
Seriously. I've been called an escort by so many people, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're hearing this from, because I go with the intent of nobody's touching me. Yeah. And if I'm going with the intent that nobody's touching me, then I don't really see the issue of it. You know what I mean?
But a lot of people think that.
I'm literally there to like keep, like what you said, keep the vibes up, keep the energy up, and like party mode. We literally get paid to party.
Yeah. That's
like,
atmospheric.
That's it.
Like that right there is atmospheric. It's not like we're not there to like do anything sexual in any way. It's literally we're there to keep the vibes up, to party with them. They provide, you know, the drinks. They provide us, you know, money to go and like, you know, going to a really cool club or a really cool show or like a nice dinner. It's not just like going out to the club. Like there's nice dinners, there's events that girls go to, there's conventions. Like there's a lot of different avenues of atmosphering. And I think a lot of people don't realize, they just see the dirty side of it, and they assume that when they see girls at a table with guys drinking really nice champagne that there's something else going on, when 95% of girls in atmospheric modeling are simply doing it because it's extra good money and you get to have fun experience.
100%. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, like I feel like even like before I even knew what atmosphere modeling was, any girl I know, like anybody I know, we would go to the club, and if you're like inviting us to your table and you have a bunch of free alcohol, we're gonna go to your table.
Yeah.
And like that's so literally what those girls do. Like when girls are like, oh, when we just hung out with them to get free drinks, like that's fucking atmosphere modeling. Just imagine getting paid for that.
Yeah.
That's literally what it is. And I'm just like, guys, we would do this on our own, not getting paid anyways. Like go to a guy's table and steal their drinks.
Like you think we're liking them for how they look or their, you know?
No, literally.
Like no, we're going there because like one of the events I did, they had 2 Clase Azul mags, a Grey Goose mag, and then I got a guy to buy me a bottle of champagne because I didn't want alcohol that night, and he bought me a $2,000 bottle of champagne. Like that's why I went. Yeah. Because I knew what kind of alcohol was going to be there, and it's not the kind that I can just like go to Lee's down the street and buy a bottle of PJ Bella Rosé. Like it's good Jimmy.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, guys.
My favorite Jimmy.
I just feel like it's just an opportunity.
Yeah.
You can't say no to. And honestly, like, when I hear shit from girls, like, you can totally have your own opinion on this, but when I hear shit from girls, they're all girls that have, like, tried to do something similar and couldn't get into it. And it's just, like, I don't know. I see a lot of jealousy into it. I see a lot of like dark shit does come out of it, which does suck. But honestly, it's if you have the opportunity to do it, I don't see why not.
No, yeah. I mean, like, a lot of girls I know are in agencies and they don't really do much. Like, they'll do it when they want to, or, you know, they'll apply. Like, I apply to a lot of gigs, but, like, I've only done 2 because, like, it is really selective. Like, even getting into it is really selective. You have to audition for it. You have to submit for it. They can have you re-audition or submit photos at any time. And, like, it's all about how you look. There is, like, a level of
pretty to it.
Pretty, but also, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Exclusivity to it.
Yeah.
And so people who can't get in it, like, even when I wasn't in it, I was like, damn, like, I wish I could do that. But I never had, like, a bad taste of, like, the girls who did do it. Like, I always was like, damn, like, go you. Like, I'm glad that you're getting money. But there are girls who do get jealous about it. And they are like, well, I didn't get picked, so, like, these girls must be doing something different, so they got picked. And, like,
you know what? Like, if you're into mental health or whatever, it's hard.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You have to learn how to, like, block shit out because, like, people will get picked in front of you. They will look at you and tell you, like, they don't like something on you or that you can't wear that or that, you know, they don't like that picture. Like, one time I posted something and I had to take it down. And it's because they didn't think I looked up to, like, the standard. And it's, like, that shit breaks you down. I'm a part of, like, 20 different agencies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
I need to apply to more.
You need to, because once you get into, like, over 20, then it's, like, then you have more opportunities.
Yeah, I'm in 2 right now. But... no, yeah, I know I need to apply to more, but at the same time, like, I just have, like, 15 different avenues. I'm like, which avenue do I want to go down?
No, trust me, but it's good to have on your belt, like,
no,
for
absolutely.
real. Because there's nothing wrong that could go.
Yeah, because, I mean, like, a random dream of mine one day is to walk a runway show.
Yeah, which is very possible, girl.
Which is possible. The only reason I feel like I haven't, like, pursued it more is because I'm short.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I feel the same way, dude. I feel
like,
the same
I
way.
actually could have walked in Miami Swim Week, but the thing was the company that... like, I basically, like, you applied to do it, and I didn't realize there was fees attached to it. And so they're like, oh, you have to pay $15 to submit yourself. I'm like, I'm not paying $15 to submit myself.
No, if anything, I'm getting paid for it.
Exactly. And so I didn't pay anything. Well, they still, they still had everything. They had all my information. They had my photos. They had my Instagram. Mm-hmm. So they ended up contacting me like, oh, we didn't actually need you to pay. We want you to walk. It's going to be $300 for the base package to walk. And I was like, no.
Oh, fuck no.
I was like, if you were paying me $300,
yeah,
I would do that. Like, that's gonna cover
and
like
you'd
my
be
flight
traveling.
or hotel. Yeah, like I would do that for sure. But no, I had to pay $300 to walk in it, and I was like, no. And they still send me emails because Miami Swim Week hasn't happened yet. They're like, we still have spots open if you want to like pay this. And I think they got it down to like $200. But I was like, unless you want to pay me to like, I don't even. I'm like maybe even just like sending me out there. You don't have to pay me for my time out there, but like just to like pay for my flight and hotel. Yeah. Like I would do it absolutely. But like if you're not going to pay for that, no, because I know one day I will be able to do something like that, whether I'm getting paid or if it's just for like a brand I really love. Mm-hmm. I know one day I'll get to do that. Like it's always been like this random dream of mine,
and you will. I've seen girls shorter than me run. Yeah, bro, I've seen girls shorter than me. You know what event we are gonna probably be able to do this year?
What?
F1.
See, F1's hard for me because it's a blackout date for my club.
No way! I forgot you have like a normal, normal job too.
I could do stuff during like the day of F1, but like nighttime.
But that's where it's at. It's the nighttime.
I know.
Damn.
Well, and like the thing is like because F1's not just like 2 days. Like I could probably do stuff like one day.
Yeah.
Or like 2 days. Like I could probably like just like be on call for work one day and like just be like, I'm not gonna come in. But like all 3 days or all 4 days, there's no way.
Too much. No, I get that.
I wanted to. Like I wasn't in the agency last year, but Sarah was, and she did like 2 or 3 events that week for it.
Dude, I'm so excited for F1 week. I know it's in like 6 months.
I was about to say that's in like November. Like
I know,
December.
but I'm
like,
so excited because it's such a, and that's what I'm saying. Atmosphere modeling brings such big opportunities to your life. Like the people that you meet, oh my gosh, it brings so many opportunities, and every single time I go out, I feel like it's networking. Like,
oh yeah, no, 1,000,000% is networking.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I want to work with, there's this company I'm trying to work for right now. And I was talking with you about it right before we started. And I was like, the doors I could open for this company, because it's a company run by guys. And I don't think sometimes people realize how easy it is for us to get our foot in the door just because we're girls. Because guys don't expect us to have a business side to us. Mm-hmm. Like, when I tell people I have a degree out here, people are like, wait, what? Like,
no, I have a degree? Seriously, it shocks me.
Like, people are like, wait, what? You have a degree? Because a lot of people out here, if they're born and raised out here, they come out here, it's because they know they don't need a degree. I don't need this piece of paper to do what I do. And don't get me wrong, I love my degree. I want to do it someday. Like, I want to get out of the industry and, like, do a little bit more of a normal corporate job because I'm nocturnal right now and sleeping every other day right now. But it's because I'm, grinding and trying to work hard, and, like, I'm so focused on this podcast and, like, trying to get myself in a good place in life. But yeah, and then one day I do want to use my piece of paper on the wall. And so when I go to places and, like, I see opportunities for, networking, I'm going to bring out that business side of me.
100%, as you should.
And so far, it's worked out really well for me in every way. So.
Exactly. That's exactly.
So, yeah. So it's been a fun time, and I do love atmosphering. I really wanted to talk about this on this podcast with you, though, because it does get a really bad rap.
It does. It really does. And the whole reason I told that story in the beginning was because that was so abnormal to me, and I literally had to pull my friend to the side and be like, girl, like, we need to get you out of here. This isn't even okay. Like, no. And for me to say that and, like, pull her out of it and be like, this is nothing to what you think is atmosphere modeling. Like, it honestly made me sad that, like, some people do have that perspective on it and have been through that and think that that's normal, because it's not. It's not. Yeah, it's not.
It's not. And, like, I also want to say, I don't judge anyone who does do that. Like, if you do that, if you're happy doing it, if that's, the route you've taken in your life, do what makes you happy, do what you got to do. Mm-hmm. But also, like, I hope those girls get out of it one day.
No, me too. And I hope that it's more than that. It's not what it is. Yeah. Like, and there's levels to it. Like, there's definitely levels to atmosphering, and that is the biggest thing I've learned. So, I don't know. I wish there was a different word for, like, what we do versus what they do. Like, I don't. But there's not. It's all categorized the same.
Unfortunately, but I would say that part is only, like, 1% of atmosphering. Yeah. I really would, because it's in every city, whether you know it or not. It's in like, it's huge out here. Yeah, it's huge in Miami. Out here. It's huge in New York. It's huge in Scottsdale. It's huge in LA. It's huge in basically any California city. Like, it's big everywhere. You just don't know it unless you're exposed to it. Mm-hmm. That part where people think it's that is such a small part, because most of the girls who are in it, this isn't our full-time job.
No, so, like, absolutely not. You would never survive.
You want to try to, like, do something I'm not okay with? I'll leave. It's not, this isn't.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's such a good way to say it.
For most girls, this isn't our full-time income. And even if it is, a lot of girls have other options, or, like, this is, like, just one gig they're doing. A lot of us, if they, like, I'll leave my agency so fast if, like, they're not on my side and something happens I don't like. Yeah. I'll leave, because 100%. I care about myself and my safety and my friend's safety way more than I care about a man's feelings.
Oh, 100%. Mm-hmm.
1,000,000%.
But yeah, no, it's amazing. I love it. At the end of the day, atmosphere modeling, I love it. Any gig I can work, because you literally just hang out with your girlfriends the whole time. Oh, yeah. You know how many friends I've made? That's how I met you. Like, that's how we met. No, honestly, every single one of my friends, like, other than people I grew up with or went to school with, are all from my agencies. Yeah. Yeah, like, for sure.
So, we do love it. Yeah. We just wanted to clear the air of what it was.
Yeah, please, guys.
But please stop thinking
I'm not an entry-level whore, I promise. Honestly, I'm going to lose my entire roster if any of them listen to this, but it's fine.
Okay, look, we all got to do stuff that we,
That's what I'm saying. Roster, if you're listening to this, I'm so sorry, and I genuinely don't even like him. It was just to go on a boat. Please get a boat so that I don't have to go with him anymore. Yeah,
like, this is just our PSA to you for her roster. Like, get a boat, please. And I'll go on the boat. I know how to drive it.
I have a really good plus friend. My bring a friend does not disappoint.
No, so. Yeah. I had a great time. I brought High Noons. These dudes pulled up with a bottle of tequila, some Red Bulls, and a bottle of gin. And I was like, all right, I'm bringing High Noons, because I'm sorry, you didn't grab seltzers or beers to go on a boat?
Okay, I'm sorry. Honestly,
was that you?
Okay, he did ask me what I wanted, and I said tequila and Red Bull. Girl, all I know is the club. All I know is the club. When I go to the club, when they sit us down, the only thing you get is a tequila or vodka, so an alcohol of your choice, orange juice, cranberry juice, and Red Bull. And that's all I know, girl. That's all I know.
Yeah, but like it's a boat, dude.
I know, I should have said like White Claws.
Dude, literally, I was like, you were like, yeah, they just had that. And I was like, well, it's a good thing I have a pack of High Noons because I ain't going on.
I'm like, what's a High
liquor
Noon?
Store.
I literally asked her.
You
I was
did.
like, what's a High Noon?
Like,
I genuinely
oh
like would rather get straight to the point. Just.
Well, yeah, we saw you get straight to the point.
Yeah, no, I did. I had a great day. That was so fun. That was the best Father's Day I've ever spent. I'm sorry.
Sorry to Alyssa's dad.
No, sorry, Dad. I told my roster I was going out for Father's Day.
I mean, you did. You weren't lying.
I wasn't lying.
Look, okay, I'm sorry. Unless you're committed, you have every right to go date other people. That's what I said in my last episode.
Yes.
Because, like, one thing I wanted to make clear when I was dating was he was still open to dating other people. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong, I didn't know how out there he was with dating other people.
Oh my God, I know.
I was like, damn.
Like, underestimated him a little bit.
A little bit. I was like, shoot. But, like, my problem wasn't that he was dating other people. It was that he wasn't telling me the truth about it.
Yeah.
That was my problem. As long as you're honest about it, I don't see a problem with it.
Yeah.
Until you're in a committed relationship. Obviously, if you're in a committed relationship, that's so different. But, like, getting to know someone dating initially. No,
I mean, you don't have to, like, be like, hey, I'm talking to this girl and this girl and this girl and, like, hurt my feelings. But you can definitely, like.
I don't want to know who.
Yeah. You can definitely make it clear, though, that,
like, hey, like, I'm still, out there. I'm still, going on other dates with people. I'm still pursuing other people. I have, like, someone else I'm also, like, considering. Like, you don't have to be like, yeah, I just don't think you're enough. Or, like, be mean about it. But, like,
literally,
there's ways to go about it that, like, you can. It's so much better to be honest and upfront about dating than to find out, like how I did. That wasn't fun.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like, don't act all innocent when you know what you're doing, dude.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is. It's when you're trying to play in my face and make me feel stupid.
I'm not the one.
I'm not the one.
You think I care? You think, I'm sorry, I've been in love once in my life. He was the only one I think I've ever cared about doing that. Any other guy, I'm like, do it. Like, do what you gotta do. If either it's gonna be me or it's not gonna be me. But I'm not gonna beg. I ain't gonna beg for you to give me a chance or give me a shot or like, oh no, just please be with just me. I swear I'm enough. Like, I know I'm enough. I know I'm a great person. I know I'm gonna be a great girlfriend.
And the man's gonna make their choice. You're gonna know right off the bat. Mm-hmm. That guy's gonna make the choice immediately. And like,
another thing is like, you can't control anyone but yourself. So, like, why am I going to sit here and beg you when, like, you're already going to do what you want to do?
So, but here's my thing. What I hate the most about that is everybody's like, okay, well, if they're going to cheat on you, they're going to cheat on you, right? But, like, how do I know? The thing that would kill me is, like, what if, like, I really, like, just saw rainbows and butterflies when I looked at you and I had no idea you were, like, hooking up with girls behind my back? That's what makes me, like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, so I've been cheated on by every boyfriend I've been with besides one. Yeah. I've been cheated on by all of them. Unfortunately, like, after you it's hard because you kind of have to go through it to, like, understand, like, the saying is true. Like, I get where you're coming from. Like, you don't want to think like that.
I know. It's hard.
But
you have to. Because, you have to.
A man, like, if a man wants to cheat on you, he's going to cheat on you. And, like, you shouldn't have to give him a reason not to cheat on you. Like, I feel like that's what's, like, so toxic today about, like, dating culture is people don't want to commit right now, which is every single guy I've ever talked with. Like, I just don't really feel like I want to commit right now. And I'm like, why? Like, why? Because, like, the thing is, like, I'm not saying, like, commit off day one. Like, get to know each other, and then eventually if we want to commit to each other, great. But if one day you decide you want to pursue someone else, break up with the girl.
Yeah. Like, literally.
It's not that hard. Hey, I'm sorry. Like, I just don't think we're in the right
place.
Or
you could be my ex and, like, fuck my best friend. But, I mean, Plan A works way better.
Plan A works a lot better for everyone's emotional sense and mental sanity. Jesus. Let's not try to shoot for number 2.
No, please don't. Please don't.
But, yeah, unfortunately, men will cheat. And women will cheat, too. It's not just men. I'm not going to...
I've cheated.
You have?
Yeah, girl, my first relationship was so unhappy, and yeah, I cheated on him. And you know what? I felt like a man. Like, I was sitting there telling him what I did and begging for him back, apologizing, saying I fucked up. It's like, and you know what? I got back into it, and literally the day later, I was like, I want to go cheat again. Like, I don't want to be with this man. No, and I immediately, like, it wasn't him. And I cheated on him 3 times.
See, but that's when, like, for me personally, I would have just left.
I should have. And you know what? Learning curve. Learning curve.
My advice to you is try not to go through a learning curve. But
no, I've been the man. I've been the girl.
Yeah, I've never cheated on anyone. I've only ever been cheated on, and I'm still gonna keep being me because at the end of the day, I knew it wasn't me. They didn't cheat on me because it was me. They cheated on me because they weren't as invested into the relationship as I was. And they wanted to pursue someone else.
Yeah.
And they just didn't want to hurt my feelings, which, like, you're like, oh my gosh, so nice. They didn't want to hurt your feelings. They still hurt my feelings. They just,
yeah.
They did it in a different way.
I don't know, though. I feel like girls and guys cheat so differently. Like, mainly, like, the reason I was cheating was like, okay, this guy, like, would watch The Notebook with me. He would bring me Starbucks just because, like, you didn't do any romantic shit. I'm like, you're not doing shit for me. Like, and I didn't feel like he was doing anything, and I loved him so much, and I just felt like it was, like, revenge in a way. Like, and I don't know. Men just cheat because I feel like they're fucking bored. Like, I don't even know, bro. Everyone's different, but, like.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like a lot of men potentially do. I wouldn't say all of them.
No,
But, like, that was why 2 of them cheated, was because they got bored.
Yeah, they just get bored, bro. I don't get bored. I get, like, jealous and sad, and I have to go, like, seek that somewhere else, bro. You're not giving it to me.
But, like, for me, I guess, like, now, like, being been through what I've been through, I would just leave. I'm like, if you aren't willing to do this for me, and, like, I'm willing to put in all this work, like, a relationship and, like, a committed relationship is work. Yeah. It's constantly work. You're constantly, supporting the other person in various ways, and it's never just gonna be like I mean, there's easy points, but there's gonna be things you have to work on. There's compromises that are gonna have to be made. You have to learn each other and learn how to support each other. And I feel like a lot of people don't want to go through that sometimes. And like, that's why right now, for me, I don't want to date right now, because I know I don't have the bandwidth for myself to do that for another person.
Yep.
To
put I feel the exact same way, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's more mature of me. Like, I'll still go on dates with people, like, because, you never know when, like, you are going to find that person that you want to put in the work for. But, like, am I, like, actively pursuing it right now? No. It's just if something comes up and I'm like, yeah, like, I'll go on a date with that person, I'll go on a date with them. If that person doesn't come up for a while, cool. I got this podcast. Love y'all.
No, guys, but that story was when I was like 16, 17, first relationship. Yeah. So I've grown a lot. I would never cheat on somebody anymore, but I feel like men are just worse, though. I'm not even just saying that. Like, men are horrible.
Yeah, I don't love them. But, I have a lot of really good guy friends. Would I ever date them? No. Because, like, I love my guy friends, and I think they're great from a friend perspective. But, like, one of my best friends, he's in a very committed relationship now, hasn't cheated on her. He's, like, so in love with this girl. I'm, like, half convinced they're going to get married. But before he met her, this dude had, like, 17 side hoes. I was like, dude.
How do you even juggle that many?
I don't know. With how busy he was, I was like, how are you doing that?
How do you do that?
It was, like, a constant rotation for him. And I was like, are you happy doing that? And he was like, well, like, not really. And I was like, then why don't... I literally told him this. I was like, why don't you settle down? He was like, well, I don't know if I could commit. And I was like, why don't you just give a girl a shot? I was like, why don't you just try? And then he tried with this girl, and he's been in love. And I'm like,
Wow.
Crazy.
So
crazy.
You want to know something funny?
What?
I was talking to a guy, like, right after me and my ex broke up. Mm-hmm. And he's really famous on TikTok. Like, extremely famous. Like, when I tell you the Hype House era started, like, he's in that circle. And
dear Lord, I know exactly.
Yeah, no, like, we're talking for months. Like, I'm meeting his family. I'm going bowling with them, I'm going to dinner with them. Like, this is getting really serious. And I don't just find out he needs time to work on himself because he doesn't want to commit. I go and I, like, dig a little deeper, and I found out he's gay. He's like fully gay, bro. Like, I paid for his OnlyFans because I was like,
yeah, you sent me.
Yeah, I was like, I need to know, like, who this man is, and I paid for his OnlyFans, and it's literally like videos of him with another guy. I personally consider that pretty. I don't know. I'm just gonna stop. But that's what I'm saying, bro. It could be anything. Yeah. Like, for example, he was gay. And I thought I was in love.
I remember that. You did think you were in love with this
Oh
dude.
my God, I really did. Like, in the night we were talking about Panorama, that was like, I was like, oh my God, this is like, I really like him. Like, da da da. No, he's literally was in the closet. And I'm like, boy, I literally texted him. I'm like, dude, I don't care. I was like, but the fact that you could have been hooking up with dudes with me, I'm like, you could have gave me something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was just kind of like, just be honest. Like, nobody's judging you.
That's another thing about, like, dating is, like, when you get to that point of dating where you do start having sex with someone, it becomes, like, a whole nother level of, like, you have to be very honest with each other.
Yes.
Because if I catch something and I find out, I'm going to be a million times more pissed.
Way worse. Or you could give the girl the option to decide what she wants to do going forward.
Yeah. Dating out here is not the most fun thing.
No, it's not. They can either go gay on you. They could fuck your best friend.
They could date every girl in Vegas and not tell you about it.
Yeah, they could just think that every Vegas job is just degenerating. As fuck.
They have great opinions of us, really.
Please, dating, like, anybody out of the States that, like, wants to go on a date, let me know.
Honestly, I have a friend who I feel like he's such a cutie. I went and got lunch with him yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. And he's, like, such a pure heart. I've known him for, like, 10 years. This dude is, like, he's such a good guy. But he lives in Houston, Texas, so you'd have to do long distance.
Yeah, no, I don't do long distance.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part about dating people from other states. But if anyone needs a really good guy in Houston, Texas, I know a guy.
Unless he can fly me out and make me a wife.
I don't know.
No.
He has a good job. He has a really good job. I don't know if he makes that much.
Oh, okay, then no.
No, you don't have a boat? Gotta go. All right, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in to this crazy episode of Cheering the Podcast. I'm sure you guys weren't expecting this after the last 3 episodes I put out. You're like, yeah, they were more chill. This is a little bit more chaotic.
This one was very
a little chaotic.
You bring me on for chaos.
Oh, but that's, like, so fun, though.
It is
Because,
fun.
like, here's the thing about the podcast, right? Like, I want to have fun episodes like this, and I want to have serious episodes, too.
Yeah.
Like, I want it to be a mix, because that's my life.
Yes.
I told me and my old roommate, Sarah, we were going to create a channel together called Controlled Chaos, which I feel like is just my life, honestly, is just controlled chaos.
Yeah.
So...
It is.
Thank you so much for tuning into the controlled chaos of my life. And thank you, Alyssa, for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
It's been so much fun. Hopefully you'll see her again someday.
Well, about our next Hinge.
Oh,
2-man.
Lord. Oh, no. But anyway, remember, you're never too young, and I love you. Bye, guys.